We know on the back end that a lot of centralized banks are stocking more gold, governments are stocking more gold.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I started moving some of my portfolio into gold a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, like when we had the bonds performing, I was taking my gains in bonds and just moving them more into gold. And now we're seeing this huge gold uptick. And, you know, just for me, some of us here have actual physical gold. I have gold ETF, and then I also invest in refineries and funds that have the, you know, production of gold.
Mm-hmm.
But I just feel like it's decoupled, and it's something that's, you just know it's going to make gains, even if it's not like making these huge swings. But I'm not a day trader, right? I'm looking at, the money I put in the market is for my kids when I die. That's the kind of way I look at it. And I'm looking for long-term generational growth and compounding interest. And I feel like gold.
So you're on a 30+ year, you know,
Plan.
spectrum versus
specifically with stocks. I feel like
months.
I'm in real estate. That's my risk. That's my high risk area is manufactured housing, even though it's not risky. I'm just not a risky person. So that's the way I'm looking at
But
it. It's like, just
slow
be
and
safe
steady.
everywhere.
Yeah.
And my kids, you know, my grandkids can drive Rolls-Royce to high school if they want. That's the plan, you know?
See, I think I'd rather drive the Rolls.
So gold, if you just look at like performance year to date, it's up like 25%.
Okay.
Which is pretty,
Right. That's
yeah.
what we were saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then the S&P 500 is down like 10%.
Mm-hmm. So
And then,
that
the
gold,
NASDAQ,
yeah.
so the NASDAQ 100, so the top 100 largest technology companies is down like 15% year to date. So gold is just on a tear of pretty unprecedented kind of like run up. And had you been listening to the Cash Flow Quest and listening to Blake when he was saying he's buying more gold, then you would have done very well and been pretty happy.
We've been watching our gold go up.
And
now we can gamble with house money when we tie up these deals.
Exactly.
And so one of the things,
more trailer parks.
and I think too, it's just like people are finding safe havens right now, and gold is one of them. And it goes back to like, all right, if there's, you know, people are selling out of US treasuries or whatnot, and central banks are shoring up more of their balance sheet with gold or other precious metals, then gold's been a huge beneficiary. You're now seeing Bitcoin was down pretty substantially because I don't really understand how that kind of ties into the overall market yet.
It seems very uncorrelated.
Yeah, and just kind of random almost.
Yeah.
So, hold on. I think it is correlated specifically to stock, right?
Okay.
So like, I feel like most people who are in Bitcoin are also people who invest in stocks. And so when we see these speculation and swings, the chop in the market, it's the same thing. It's like when stocks crash, you don't see Bitcoin, you know, or
Bitcoin
you know what I mean?
also
It's like,
goes down.
Yeah.
Well, one of the guys I follow, and I like this phrase for Bitcoin and or crypto in general, is crypto is the speculation asset of our generation.
Yeah, for sure.
And so speculation is the key to that. Is that you can argue all you want, you don't know what the hell Bitcoin is. You know, like unless it's actually a function or you can like do something with the Bitcoin. And so it's not like if it gets integrated into a financial system and you're actually using it to settle trade, either just between people or big, you know, transactions, then it's actually got a use case, which is like the XRP and some of those other ones. But I think to give since we're talking about gold, I think it's really important. There's so much branding that has occurred with gold over our lifetimes, go back like 100 years. But gold, bar none, is the only truly historic currency that you can measure over thousands of years. And that's why I personally love it, is that you can talk about Bitcoin until you're blue in the face. It has a very short use case, even just as a speculation tool. You know, like it's only been 20, 30 years max, but people have made money. And so like, do I wish I bought it when it was like $10?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
And so gold is the only true currency that is also an asset that you can put on the balance sheet as an asset. And it's purely settled. It's 100% settled. When you own it, when you hold a gold coin in your hand, it's not a currency tool. You don't owe anybody anything, and it has value.
Yeah.
So that's why I particularly love it, is it's like the only true currency that it's completely 100% settled. All right. If you're enjoying this content, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications, and check out the description below for our websites listed. Thanks a lot for joining.